What's up guys, it's Paraly5er here, and today we're going to be looking at yet another updated build inside of Grounded. This time we're taking on the Wasp Queen. As always, I'm going to run us through the build first, and the mutations and everything you're going to need, then I'll take us into the boss fight. Now this is specifically for Woe difficulty. It will also work on mild and medium, but the boss is much harder on Woe, and so for that reason I've specified this build for Woe difficulty, and yeah. It's really tough, so I recommend you get all of these items that I recommend in this video. Okay, so first off we have the Assault Morningstar, level 9 ideally. This is going to inflict bleed on the Wasp Queen, and it's also one of the most powerful weapons here. And then we have the Fire and Shield. You need a shield if you're going to be using this build. You could argue that you could parry, but with the build we're running, it's actually impossible to parry, so for that reason, you do need the shield. And then the third weapon we need is the Spicy Staff. This is specifically for the drones and the regular wasps, so make sure you get this as it's really important for taking those down. In terms of armor, we're going for a level 9 Sleek Mask of the Mother Demon. This has very high defense, so this is going to help contribute to that, as well as inflicting poison and venom upon the enemies. Then we have a Sleek Termite Armor. This is going to slow down the Wasp Queen massively and any of the enemies as well. This not only decreases attack speed, but also movement speed, which will make it easier for you to hit the enemies that are flying around in the air. And then finally, we have the Fire and Leg Plates. These, of course, have very high defense as well, given they are medium armor and they are bulky, which also increases the defense. This is going to inflict corrosion, reducing the enemy's defense, which is going to make it easier for you to kill them. Then we have the Entomologist Badge as the trinket. This, of course, is going to increase your damage, but it's going to give you imperfect blocks. So with this build, you can't parry. That means you are going to need to use your shield wisely and make sure you maintain your stamina. Other trinkets you could use include the Giddy Goop, which is always an amazing trinket to take. Thor's Pendant, which is pretty decent. Or the Shield Solidifier, which is going to make it so you can block more attacks before that block strength bar fills up. However, my second choice here would be the Giddy Goop if you want at least a chance at parrying. And then for the heals, we need 30 beefy soothing syrups. We're going to need some sticky soothing syrups, as this is going to make it so you heal over time, along with the bandages. And then we need a spider slider for your meal. And finally, the BBQ medley summon item. Now, it is worth noting that you could also run any other smoothies that boost your damage. For example, I would probably recommend you use them, especially in Woe, as this boss is really tough. In terms of mutations, we're running Barbarian, yet again, to boost the Salt Morningstar's damage as much as possible. This will also heal you. It gives you a third healing effect on top of the bandage and the sticky soothing syrup, which is going to be really good. We have Cardio Fan. This is the best way to regain stamina in this fight, as you can't use Parry Master because you're not able to parry. We have Spicy Safety and Mithridatism. This is going to reduce your poison damage, and Spicy Safety is going to reduce the damage you take from any hits you take from the wasps. And then finally, Whittle Wizard. This is going to make it so that your Spicy Staff applies a bleed effect, which is going to be really good for taking down the wasps and the drones. Okay, here we are inside of the boss fight. Let's make sure my settings are correct. We're on Woe difficulty. This boss fight on Woe is completely different to mild and medium, and it is way harder. Bugs Ignore players off. 1.25x health. Usually on Woe it'd be 1.2x, so slightly different there, but not a big deal. Everything else is completely fine. We have stamina drain on, of course. As you can see, we are losing stamina. So let's go ahead and get into this fight. This is going to require a lot of focus for me, so I'm going to put my spider slider first off, and then we're going to start the fight. At the very start, this fight's going to be very easy. Remind that you don't want to put your shield away during this fight. That's why I unequipped it from my hotbar. Just simply not a good idea. We're going to drink the soothing syrup, and we're going to pop a bandage ASAP. It takes a little bit for the Wasp Queen to get down. She usually stays quite high up to begin with. One thing you can do while you wait for her to get down is just hit her with a staff to make sure you get that bleed going early on. It doesn't last very long, the bleed, and it's really not actually for the Wasp Queen herself, to be completely honest. This is what the bleed is for here, is for these wasps. Now, it's going to take a little bit for you to get used to killing the summons here with this Spicy Staff. But once you do, you'll see here, boom, they're dead. Now, the reason this is so effective is because when you're using the staff, it applies a bleed to the enemies, and the enemies always take 3 hits to kill, regardless of the difficulty. Now, I believe with the new changes on Woe with the 1.2x health, it might be 4 hits. But 3 or 4 hits, it doesn't matter, because the Spicy Staff inflicts a bleed effect, and that bleed effect ticks really quickly compared to something like a poison or a venom. So while that bleed is ticking, it's going to kill it really quickly. It's always going to be 3 ticks of bleed, which only takes a few seconds. You can see here she's almost down at half health already. We just got to make sure we hit our shots and we don't miss. It's very important you take out the drone as quickly as possible. You'll see there, I take a lot of damage, so I gotta be careful. But you'll see that when I shot the Wasp Queen, because the drone was close enough by, it actually inflicted that damage upon both the drone and the Queen. Which is what makes the staff so good, is that they're AoE. And this is a really effective way to take them down. I know another option that people have spoken about before is gas arrows. While this is something you could do, I personally wouldn't, just because it's way more expensive than a spicy staff. Because a spicy staff, obviously, you're going to be able to reuse it over and over again. So you can see there, all those enemies there are going to go down because I hit them all with a bleed. Are we taking a lot of damage? Yeah, we're taking a good amount of damage, but that's kind of my fault. I'm not really trying to block, which is a crazy thing to say because I'm on WoW difficulty. Like, you should always be trying to block on WoW, right? As you can see there, we got another stun in. This is another reason Assault Morningstar is so good. It just applies so much stun on every single hit. We block that attack. We don't need to be able to parry. We already have a parry debuff anyway, so who needs to parry? We got hit with a stinger attack there. It is what it is. We'll just pop a fresh bandage, make sure the effects stay up. The last thing you want is to run out of the effects here. If the effects go down, you're in a dangerous place. It's fine though, we're not in a dangerous place because our effects are still maintained. We just block that. Does it cost us a little bit of stamina? Yes. Is that a problem? Absolutely not. The most important thing in this fight is that you keep these drones out. How is she just summoned back to back? Okay, I've never seen that happen in my life, and that is absolutely ridiculous that it's just happened for the first time ever to me. But as you can see, it's not a problem. We can deal with it nice and easily, make sure I kill out that Wasp. All 6 of those summons dead instantly, because I have the Spicy Staff, and it's just the best weapon of choice here. You can see here she's really struggling. When you get this triple attack here, just run around a circle, a small loop, and then run back towards her. You can't get hit by that. If you get hit by this little shot here, it's going to reduce the amount of healing you do, and that is going to completely ruin the fight and make it almost impossible for you to survive, to be completely honest. It is an extremely dangerous attack, and it needs to be gone ASAP. Now these, it doesn't matter as much. She fires a bunch of these. They don't give the same debuffs as the 3-shot, so if you get hit by these, it doesn't matter. You're just going to get a bit of poison, but it's more than easy to deal with. So as you can see, we're chilling. She's down to about 1/3 health. We're struggling a little bit with dealing damage just purely because she regens so much when those drones do come in. But she does summon 2 drones as well per summon at this point in the fight, which is very dangerous. But like I say, you just have to try and take them out before they get the chance to heal her. Like right there, that drone's going down instantly. That Wasp's going down. I'm 1 HP, so let's heal. And we need to get rid of this drone right here. Perfect shot, easy. That hit them both. Easy peasy, drone's gone. Nice and easy. I'm just going to heal up once again. We're just going to keep going. As you can see, we're struggling a little bit here with getting in the damage, but this is about as good as it gets. I used to use the Widow Dagger, but that thing got nerfed with the shield change massively, because the shield, having the shield equipped, reduces all your damage by 20%, funnily enough. So actually, even my bleed, poison, venom, they're all doing less damage just because I have a shield equipped. If you're really ballsy, you could unequip the shield as the fight's going, if you're really good at judging when you're about to get hit, but it can be kind of difficult to pull off, and I'm trying to make a guide here that makes it as easy for you to survive these fights as possible on the higher difficulties in particular. As you can see there, the drones didn't heal her a single time. All her summons are dead instantly. That's one of those like big waves you're going to need when she summons, is you're going to need one of those summons where you can take out all the stuff that she summoned instantly, so she doesn't get any heal procs off, and that's going to help you make massive progress in this boss fight. Again, we just need to avoid this triple shot, because that can almost end your boss fight if you let it hit you, to be honest. Again, we'll just avoid it, make sure it doesn't hit us. We don't want to get that healing debuff. It absolutely kills the boss fight. She's stunned. Apparently she's unstunned instantly because this game just does whatever it likes. She's doing the triple shot again. We do have a spicy staff available to us, so we're going to go ahead and hit her with that. That bleed's going to tick her a bit. She has summoned, so we need to stop her from healing too much here. Now, it is important when she summons, even if she's weak, you focus the summons, you don't focus the queen, even if she's low on health, because it is vital that those summons go, because they actually, in WoW, they will heal her quicker than you can damage her. Almost all the time, especially if there's 2 drones, like, it's just over for you. So you have to focus the summons. Do not get tunnel visioned on the Wasp Queen. You just got to be patient. You're always going to have time to take her out. Just be patient in the fight. Fight is always going to take a while, regardless of build. And as you can see, just like that, the Wasp Queen is defeated, and obviously remember to peep her. Remember, before you loot her, to chuck on the Dissection Expert mutation. There it is right there. And boom, we get the regular drops with no gold card, because I'm as unlucky as it gets. There you go. That is how you take out the Wasp Queen, specifically in Woe difficulty in Grounded. I would still recommend this build for medium and mild, as it is extremely strong. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to leave a like on it, and I'll see you in the next Grounded video. Have a great rest of your day.